The latest Pompey news, updates every day from the Pompey Sound news desk.
The news agency Football League World have got an interesting one. This is what they're saying.
Football League World can exclusively reveal that former Middlesbrough man Paddy McNair is a target for both Portsmouth and Oxford in the January transfer window, with a potential loan return to the EFL in the offing. The 80-cap Northern Ireland international is currently plying his trade for MLS outfit San Diego FC, who he joined in the summer of 2024 as a free agent prior to their first ever season in 2025. In their inaugural campaign, San Diego finished top of the Western Conference table, but were defeated by the Vancouver Whitecaps in the Western Conference playoff final. McNair played regularly enough when he was fit and available, racking up 25 appearances in the MLS and the playoffs in his first year on the other side of the Atlantic Ocean. Remaining a regular for Northern Ireland at the heart of their defence since his move to the States, 30-year-old McNair could now head back to the Championship, where he has been a regular over the years for a number of different clubs. McNair has spent the majority of his time in the second tier of English football with Middlesbrough, racking up 198 appearances for the Teessiders over a 6-year period before his contract expired in the summer of 2024, having spent time with Man United and Sunderland prior to his move to the Riverside Stadium. With his contract at San Diego not expiring until December 2027, and the MLS season for 2026 not kicking off until March, McNair could now make a temporary return to England until the end of the season, with both Pompey and Oxford interested in making a deal happen.
Yeah, a lot of English football fans, I think, look down their nose at American football, but it is definitely on the upgrade, and there are some highly talented players coming away from the United States to play at the top level in English and continental football. So we mustn't poo-poo the idea that McNair is past his sell-by date because he's gone off to make a few dollars in the United States. He was, by all accounts, 28 when he went, and he was an established quality championship player when he went. So it's no dent in his CV that he's playing in the United States. That means he's fit and he's well and he's playing to a high standard. And it looks as though he's available through inertia. In other words, there's no football happening for him in the States until the end of our season. So he could very easily come back and find himself gainfully employed. It will be down to whether or not we want him, whether or not he wants to come here, and whether or not the deal can be done. But it's an interesting rumour, and well done, Football League World, for finding that one and breaking the story. This piece of gossip is being reported in a number of places.
Portsmouth are interested in a move for FC Zurich winger Genoa Marcello as they look to bolster their ranks. Pompey have until the end of the January transfer window to conclude any incoming or outgoing bits of business. Marcello, 23, has been on the books at FC Zurich since joining them back in 2024, and he is under contract in Switzerland until June 2030. He has made 43 appearances for his current club in all competitions to date, 15 of which have come this season, chipping in with 6 goals and 8 assists. He has emerged on the radar of John Messineo at Fratton Park as he aims to inject some fresh blood into his squad. It remains to be seen at this stage whether they will be able to lure him over to England before the deadline on Monday the 2nd of February. Portsmouth could see Marcello as someone to strengthen their attacking department. If he joined Pompey, he would give them more competition and depth going forward. Marcello would battle it out with the likes of Connor Chaplin and Harvey Blair, among others, if he arrived. The Amsterdam-born man started his career with spells as a youngster at ASV De Dijk, AVV Zeebrugge, Ajax, and FC Twente. He then had stints at Go Ahead Eagles, NK Kustosia, and NK Chelsea. FC Zurich subsequently swooped in, and he hasn't looked back since.
So this young man will definitely be of interest to Pompey in that he is a specialist wide right player. He's quick and he scores goals. There's not a lot of him. He's 5'7", but that isn't a problem for a winger, is it? He's quick and he's direct. He's from Suriname. We wondered where Suriname was. We got it wrong. It's actually in South America, and it's unique in a number of respects. It's in northern South America, and it's the only part of South America which is Dutch-speaking, because Suriname was taken over by the Dutch when the Dutch had something of a small but active empire of their own, and they retain their links with Holland, curiously, you might say, enough, such that his arrival, that's Janoa, forgive me, I will get it right if we get him, Janoa Markello is qualified to play for Suriname, and I believe has done at under football, under 21s, whatever it is, or under 23s. He's got a brother who also plays on the continent in Europe, and he plays in Holland because the links between Suriname and Holland are that strong. He is valued at 1.8 million or 1.6 million on another website, so around about $1.5 million, and the average age at the average wage at FC Zurich, which is where he is at the moment, and will be until 2020. Bear with me, I'm just going through the notes. He's there until 2030. So when he signed for Zurich, he signed a 6-year contract. I don't know whether that's standard practice in Switzerland. It seems a lot to us here. You just don't see many 6-year contracts being talked of at all. So obviously they saw him as an asset and possibly someone who, if anyone else came for him, they would be able to charge as much as possible because they've got him signed up for another 4 years. The average wage at Zurich, which is what he'd expect to get here, at least, is £13,000 or euros. But it's believed that he gets more than that because he is a player with a high anticipated transfer value. So he's probably on around about 20,000 a week. Genoa Markello. Remember the name. The BBC's Andrew Moon doesn't just hit the nail on the head here in this piece. He hits every single nail bang on the head. Listen.
On the surface, Portsmouth aren't in a bad position. Their key objective this season is to stay in the Championship. They are currently a point above the bottom three with at least one game in hand on the sides around them. However, a quick look under the bonnet, and things are a little more concerning. The injury crisis has reached epic proportions, and there are key absentees. On Thursday it was confirmed Mark Kosnowski will miss the rest of the season and some of the next. Hayden Matthews and Josh Knight are both set for extended spells on the sidelines. More bodies into a busy treatment room. The real issue is going forward. Callum Lang and Josh Murphy could both miss the rest of the month. Lang only returned recently from a hamstring injury and scored a brilliant goal against Derby County. Murphy has been carrying an injury most of the season but has still produced moments of real quality. The combination of those two injuries, Colby Bishop's injury and lack of form, and Connor Chaplin's surprising lack of impact since joining leave Portsmouth lacking firepower. The owners have stuck to their goals of trying to be close to breaking even on the football side of the business, while investing in the club's infrastructure. They've achieved a fair amount with it. Sporting director Richard Hughes has made a number of decent signings in his time, and John Messina remains an excellent manager, but this is asking a lot. We've reached the point where crazy spending by other clubs and a horrendous injury list mean maintaining the current spending model and Championship status may not be possible.
So let's look at each of those nails. Yes, we aren't in a bad position. Key objective this season is to stay in the Championship. We are a point above the bottom three and at least one game, in places 2, in hand on the sides around us. But he is also right when he says a quick look under the bonnet and things are a bit more concerning. The injury crisis, which he quite rightly says, has reached epic proportions. And he points out again, for number 3, there are key absentees. It's not just, a guy who pops up occasionally in midfield or comes on for the last 10 minutes every 5 games. It's key players who would normally write themselves into the starting lineup. And then, just 24 hours ago, it was confirmed that Kosnowski will miss the rest of the season and some of the next. And we know about Hayden Matthews and Josh Knight now. We also know about Callum Lang and Josh Murphy. And when they come back, which may not be until next month, they are going to be wrapped in cotton wool. And I'm not going to use the injury-prone phrase. It's to the detriment of any player who has it attached to them. And it doesn't apply to Callum Lang and Josh Murphy, but they need looking after. Then you've got, as Moon points out, the 5th nail that he hits on the head, Colby Bishop's injury and lack of scoring form. And he's right again with this one, Connor Chaplin's surprising lack of impact. since joining. And that, he says, leaves Pompey lacking firepower. We're not scoring goals. He congratulates the owners for sticking to their goals of trying to break even in footballing terms and also investing in the club's infrastructure. That presumably is dollars well spent that they will recoup as and when and if they ever choose to. And he also says that John Messino, it remains an excellent manager, and that is absolutely spot on, and that Richard Hughes has made a number of decent signings. But he finishes by saying, and this is the big nail that he hits bang on the head, all this is asking a lot. Well done, Moonboy. If you want to read the whole piece, then go to the BBC's website.